In this video, I'll be sharing with you the 7 millionaire habits that completely transformed my life for the better. Habits are life-changing because they're automatic and unconscious behaviors that we repeat consistently over time. Once a habit is formed, it requires minimal effort and willpower to maintain, allowing us to use our limited cognitive resources for other important tasks. Research suggests that up to 45% of the behaviors we engage on in a daily basis are habits. In other words, almost half of the things that we do each day are automatic and also unconscious and are repeated over time. Habits have a very powerful impact on our lives because they shape our daily routines, which in turn determines long-term outcomes. For example, if consistently you wake up and you go hit the gym first thing in the morning, you are way more likely to have higher energy levels, better health, and also improved productivity during the day. On the other hand, if you consistently engage in unhealthy habits, such as skipping breakfast, binge-watching TV, or procrastinating, you are more likely to experience negative outcomes, such as low energy, poor health, or even reduced productivity. In addition to their impact on our daily routines and long-term outcomes, habits also have a psychological effect on our mindset and self-perception. When we develop positive habits and stick to them consistently, we feel a sense of accomplishment and self-efficacy, which in turn boosts our confidence and motivation to continue developing new habits and achieving our goals. On the other hand, when we are engaging in negative habits, or when we fail to maintain the good habits that we say we want to adopt in our lives, we may experience feelings of guilt, shame, disappointment, which can all lead to a negative cycle of self-sabotage and self-hatred, which will result in a lack of progress. Therefore, habits are life-changing because they impact our daily routines, and the long-term outcomes that we receive, they always come from what we do in the present moment, from the daily routines that we have. If you develop positive habits and you eliminate the negative ones, you are going to create a positive cycle of growth, and your results are going to compound over time, and you will find success and growth in basically all areas of your life. Let me ask you this question: are you more like a morning person or a night owl? Regardless of your answer, there is no denying of the benefits of waking up before the sun even does. The first millionaire habit that I implemented, and I implemented this one very early on, was to beat the sun every single morning, and it's been a true game changer for me. Sure, maybe you can find some ego boosting benefit because you're thinking, well, I'm up and I'm working and I'm getting stuff done while the rest of the city is asleep. It can make you feel like you're ahead of the game, like you're working in the dark, like you're on a mission, like you're actually accomplishing something while other people are still dreaming about it. We all have that competitive instinct in us, so while it can make you feel a bit good about yourself, that's not the reason I did it. The truth simply is that getting up early has many benefits that can and will in fact improve your life in countless ways. So unlike some people who swear by the 5 a.m. wake-up call as the only path to success, I will not tell you that you need to get up at 6, at 7, or even at 5 a.m. in order to be successful. After all, billionaire Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, now called Meta, regularly wakes up at 8 a.m. Now you have to keep in mind that when he was in fact building Facebook, coding, he probably pulled all-nighters a lot of the time to keep coding Facebook. The internet just wasn't what it is now. So it's worth noting that even though Mark now wakes up at 8 regularly, when he was in fact coding Facebook, he probably woke up earlier. Studies have shown that waking up early can give you more time, more peace and quiet, and a surge of energy that can help you get a lot of things done before the day even truly begins. In a 5-year study of self-made millionaires, Tom Corley found that almost 50% of them woke up at least 3 hours before their workday began. Another survey of 1,086 CEOs of US companies found that 64% wake up by 6 a.m. or even earlier than that. So why is getting up early so beneficial? For one, it gives you more time in your day. Whether you use that extra time for exercise, meditation, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee without rushing, those extra few minutes can make a huge difference in how you're going to go about the rest of your day. I usually say that if you start your day on the right foot, probably you're gonna have a good day, compared to if you just start. Just think about this. If you start your day, you wake up, you don't touch your phone, you meditate, you read your goals, and you go to work, compared to if you wake up with your phone and you go on social media, you're exposed to other people's lives, to other people's content, well, you're probably gonna have a better day if you start your day and you feel like you're in control and you feel like you're getting things done, like you're checking things off your to-do list. It gives you a feeling of accomplishment first thing in the day. And additionally, when you get up early, it gives you some time of peace and quiet before the chaos of the day begins. That's especially true if you live with family members. You know how hard it can be to just focus on your work when there's a bunch of people around just making a bunch of noise. So getting up early can allow you to have your own time for yourself, to advance on your projects, without anyone to distract you, without anyone to text you, no ringing phones, no demanding emails, it's just you and your thoughts. This can help you to focus on your goals, to clear your mind, and to set a positive tone for the rest of the day. And probably one of the best things about getting up early is that you may know this already, but as time goes by, we have to make more and more decisions during the day, and the more decisions you make, the less energy you have to make other decisions. This concept is also known as willpower fatigue. By getting up early and getting a head start on the day, you can conserve your willpower and use it to tackle the big, difficult, daunting tasks first thing in the morning. Now, of course, getting up early is not always easy, but with practice and persistence, it is going to become a habit that changes your life for the better. So give it a try and let me know in the comments down below how it's working for you. You'll be shocked at just how much more you can accomplish with just a few extra hours per day. Now, one of the most important habits that changed my life was to take time for myself to sit without phones, without distractions, without screens, and to just be with my thoughts. This habit allowed me to better understand myself, my motivations, my aspirations in life. Like, it's amazing how much more clarity we can gain on things when you just sit down and you think without any distractions. Because I like to say that if you're trying to do something, you don't really know why, or you don't have a strong why, you're not gonna do it. Therefore, you're not going to reach your goal. Studies have shown that the main reason why people they don't achieve their goals, it's not because they lack intelligence or because they don't have the capacities to do it, the skills to do it, but rather because they let their fears and doubts hold them back. Fear and doubt literally killed more dreams than anything else ever did. Most of our limitations are simply in our head, and we often let those doubts and fears that are pretty much irrational a lot of the time, we let them control us. This is why taking the time to just sit with yourself and your thoughts, working on your mindset is so important, because most of the time you will be your biggest enemy, you will be your biggest hater, and you're gonna be the one actually preventing you from reaching your goals. It's not because of your circumstances, it's not because of someone in your life, it's usually because of you. This might be a bit uncomfortable to realize, but if you really want to move forward and crush big goals, which you probably do because you're watching this channel, then this is a crucial step that you need to go through. And recently, the concept of mindset has been popularized on social media, and some people took it to the extreme by claiming that all you need to do is a few affirmations and focus on the law of attraction, or that having a good mindset is all that matters. While having a positive mindset is absolutely a great thing, and in fact, I would argue that it's a necessity, it's just not enough on its own. It's only one part of the equation. You also need to put in the work and to be persistent. It doesn't matter if I have the best mindset in the world, if I'm not putting out videos, my YouTube channel is not going to magically grow. Dreams only come true with consistent and persistent action. But of course, to take action consistently, repeatedly, over a long enough period of time to see the results that you want, you of course need the belief in the first place. Otherwise, you're never gonna start. A mentor of mine told me that a business is simply the reflection of your personal life, meaning that if you have a business problem, most of the time it's usually going to be a personal issue that is simply reflecting back into your business. For instance, if you can never commit to anything in your personal life, you can't commit to a workout program, you can't make decisions and stick with them, what makes you think that it's going to be different in business all of a sudden? This means that if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you not only need to understand marketing, sales, and the needs of your market, but you also need to understand yourself, your own mind, your own psychology. So take some time, just a few times per week, to just sit with your thoughts in silence, without distractions, to try and understand yourself. Only by confronting your fears and limiting beliefs can you move forward and achieve your goals. Remember that you have the power to achieve anything that you set your mind to, as long as you're willing to put in the work and overcome your own limitations. The third millionaire habit that I implemented was to use Google Calendar as a to-do list instead of using it as a regular calendar. Now, what do I mean by that? I used to have a bunch of stuff on my to-do list, and I also used to procrastinate complete doing the work and getting started because everything just seemed daunting. I would have a hard time sitting down at this desk and getting started with work. I tried to use tools like Notion or Excel to write simple to-do lists, and I would check the box each time I completed a task. I also tried paper to-do lists. None of that worked for me. I tried to color code the tasks on my to-do list so that I would know which one to do first, which one to do later, which one was the highest priority, which tasks to do when my energy levels would be lower. So for instance, some tasks I would do them first thing in the morning in deep work, and then some other tasks like recording videos I would do them later in the day when I have less energy. I even tried the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize my tasks, but I would just struggle to get it all done, even though I tried to keep my to-do list concise and focus on the activities that gave me the best return on investment. The issue with all of those to-do lists is that I had absolutely no idea when to work on each task and how long the task was going to take. Therefore, mentally, it was overwhelming. I had this thing to do, this task to complete, but the task itself would have no set time limit. So it's like mentally, it felt overwhelming because it's like it would have taken forever to complete. And one day I stumbled upon a video by another entrepreneur that changed the game for me. In that video, the guy was explaining his daily routine, and he showed how he planned his days from start to finish using Google Calendar. Instead of having a boring, regular to-do list with check boxes like I did, he simply used Google Calendar to plan all of his tasks. He kept a schedule basically. So instead of writing record a YouTube video on a paper with a checkbox next to it, he simply scheduled record a YouTube video in his calendar from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for instance. I was already using Google Calendar before, but not like he did. When I switched from having my regular to-do list to using Google Calendar as a to-do list and as a schedule, everything changed for me and my productivity went through the roof. I would just wake up, see what I have to do, and just do it, no questions asked. The days would be going by a lot faster and I would find myself being a lot more productive. I would find myself easily getting into a state of flow when I was going to work. Overall, if there's only one millionaire habit that you should take away from this video, it's this one. Tell me in the comments down below, which productivity system do you use? Do you use a regular simple to-do list? Do you use a schedule on Google Calendar? Do you use the time blocking technique? There is no denying that exercise is amazing for you. Not only does it improve your physical health, but it can also have a positive impact on your mental well-being and productivity. This is why the fourth millionaire habit that I implemented was to complete a workout every single day or almost. Regular exercise has a myriad of benefits. For one, it can improve your cardiovascular health, reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes and cancer, and help you to maintain a healthy weight. But exercise is also great for mental health. It can help to reduce stress, anxiety and depression, and improve cognitive function, including memory and focus. But what does exercise have to do with productivity? Well, studies have shown that exercising regularly can in fact significantly boost your productivity on a daily basis. It can help you to stay focused, be more alert, and increase your energy levels. When you exercise, your body is releasing endorphins, which can help you to improve your mood and reduce stress levels. All of those benefits can translate into better work performance. But did you know that people who exercise are paid more than people who don't? In fact, research has shown that people that exercise regularly earn up to 9% more than people who don't. That's because regular exercise is associated with traits such as discipline, focus, and determination, which are highly valued in the workplace. It's no surprise that many successful people, including millionaires and CEOs, prioritize exercise in their daily routines. In fact, a study by Steve Siebold, author of How Rich People Think, found that 76% of millionaires exercise for at least 30 minutes per day. Another survey of CEOs found that 82% of them engage in some form of exercise regularly. So if you want to boost your physical and your mental health, improve your productivity, and even increase your earning potential, making exercise a daily habit is a great place to start. The other millionaire habit that I implemented was to eat 5 times a day instead of 2. Eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day can actually help to increase your productivity levels. This is because digestion takes up a lot of energy, and when you eat larger meals, your body has to work harder to break down the food. By eating smaller meals more frequently, you're giving your body a consistent source of energy without overloading your digestive system. I used to be scared to eat 5 meals per day, so instead what I would do is to only eat 2 big meals per day. I used to follow the intermittent fasting craze a couple years ago. Lately on the internet, we've seen all of these videos about performance coaches telling entrepreneurs that eating only once a day, or even not eating at all sometimes, was in fact the best strategy to boost productivity levels. Some coaches instruct their entrepreneur clients to only start eating at 5 p.m. when they're completely done with all of their work-related tasks for the day. While I in fact know that this approach works very well for some people. For instance, online marketer Alex Becker used to do a longer version of intermittent fasting where he would not eat breakfast or lunch and he would only eat a meal after he was done with work for the day. So while this strategy can work for some people, I definitely don't think that it's suitable for most. Like, what if you're an entrepreneur in your 30s and 40s and you have a family? Are you just going to not have breakfast or lunch with them? Luckily, you don't need to go down that extreme road to boost your productivity. When I switched from eating only 2 times per day, sometimes even just 1 time per day, to eating 5 times per day, my productivity levels dramatically increased. It's also important to keep in mind that if you exercise, your daily energetic needs will be higher than that of someone who is on the more sedentary style. Eating 5 times per day does not mean that you have to eat 5 full-blown meals per day. You can have breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then 2 healthy snacks in between, like protein bars, protein shakes, fruits, nuts. So try spacing out your food intake and make sure that at least 90% of what you consume is healthy and processed and natural. That way, your body will be properly fueled and your work will be a lot higher quality, which will give you better results in your work, therefore leading to a higher income and a higher life satisfaction in general. The 6th millionaire habit that I use every single day, and this one has been an absolute game changer for me, is to track my habits on a daily basis. I have created a Google Sheet that I use to track my habits every single day of the week. If I have completed the habit successfully, then I will insert a 1 in the column and Google Sheet is going to automatically turn the box into a green box, meaning the habit was completed successfully. If for some reason I have been unable to complete the habit or I've only been able to do it halfway through, then I will insert 0.5 into the column and Google Sheets will automatically turn that box into an orange box, showing that my habit was either done halfway or interrupted by external circumstances. And if I have not done the habit at all, then I will input a 0 into the column and Google Sheets will automatically turn the box into a red box, showing me that I did not complete the habit for today. With this Google Sheet tracker, what I've done essentially is that I have gamified my habits. Gamifying is a concept of turning repetitive tasks or even habits, routines into a game to make them more engaging and enjoyable. The use of gamification in habit forming is rooted in the psychology of motivation. By making tasks more engaging and more rewarding, individuals are more likely to stick with them and to create long-lasting habits and change. Gamification creates a sense of accomplishment and pride in one's progress, which in turn motivates the individual to continue pursuing their goal. It adds an element of fun and excitement to the habit-forming process, making it more enjoyable and less daunting. This method also gives a sense of purpose to everyday tasks. It makes them feel more meaningful and it's more rewarding. Overall, gamifying your habits is an effective way to create lasting habits and to increase your productivity while having fun. Everyone likes games, children like games, adults like games, teenagers and even adults play video games. And even if, like me, video games are really not your thing, there are some other forms of entertainments, of games that you partake in. Watching a TV show where there's a mystery involved is a form of game because your brain is hooked on the intrigue and it wants to figure out what's going on. Your brain wants to solve the mystery. Let me know in the comments down below if you're using a gamifying technique to stick to your habits. The 7th millionaire habit that I implement every single day and that I will implement for the rest of my life is to learn something new every day. Lots of people online are talking about the benefits of reading non-fiction books when it comes to learning new things and developing new skills. Think about it. If you want to become wealthy by investing in real estate, there are hundreds of thousands of books on the subject. Same thing if you want to learn to become a great cook. There are millions of books on the topic of cooking in every possible language. Now, learning something new does not necessarily mean having to read a book. It can be listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video, taking advice from someone, simply having a conversation with someone. It can even be just going about your day and stumbling upon a new piece of information that you are going to be able to use to better one or multiple aspects of your life. I've personally witnessed that a lot of people, when they're in their adult years and they're done with university, they stop actively trying to learn new things. They start to take the knowledge that they have acquired as something that can be taken for granted. But the reality is that if you were to learn everything that there is to learn on a specific topic, you would actually need multiple lifetimes. And this is also taking into into consideration the simple fact that what is known to be true today will probably not be what will be known to be true tomorrow. What I'm trying to say is that the truth, or what we consider to be the truth, changes over time. For instance, people used to believe that the earth was flat. People also believed that washing their hands was ridiculous. Pluto used to be qualified as a planet, but was later in 2006 reclassified as a dwarf planet. Evolution is the most fundamental law of this universe that we live in. If something does not evolve, it decays and dies. Tell me in the comments down below what's the one thing you learned today. It could even be something that you discovered in this video. With that said, thanks for sticking until the end, and I will see you in the next one.